Good afternoon. Oh, you got a blind guy up here. If I can't hear you, I go home. It's your last chance, guys. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Very solid, very impressive. Each and every time I stand up in front of a group of people like this, somewhere in the world, to share for a few moments about some things in this life I believe to be important. Every time I do this, I am always reminded of that time in my life when this was not possible. It was 30 years ago that morning I woke up, I instantly realized I had lost the remainder of my sight, and I began learning how to live my life as a blind person. And one day, after months and months, just sitting there and getting despondent and suicidal, and I didn't know what I was going to do, it finally dawned on me, what am I afraid of out there? I mean, what can be worse than spending the rest of my life in this little room? So I decided to get out of there. And the first day I walked out of there, I didn't start a business or write a book or make a speech. I walked 52 feet to my mailbox. Hardest thing I've ever done. And as I reached out my hand and I touched that mailbox right there at the edge of the street, I realized something at that moment. Even though I had lived in that house for over a decade as a sighted guy, as a blind guy, when I touched that mailbox, I knew something I had never known before. I realized for the first time, I live on a magic street. Because my foot was on the curb right there, and I realized I made it to here. And I realized this street, that it took me all those months to even have the courage to try to get here, this street goes down to the corner and intersects with another street, which leads to another street, which crosses another street, which will take me anywhere in the world I ever wanted to go.
My son and I served this year in the Ultimate Gift Project, where YMSL went to help Emergency Infant Services. They service children and infants in this area. They provide diapers and cribs and all kinds of resources for families in need.
YMSL was a huge help with moving our building. We moved from a building 1/3 of the size of our original building and moved everything in from all over the city. They were a huge help in getting us there and making sure that we didn't have to close for very many days to stop seeing clients.
Our boys involved in YMSL spent a couple of days moving big boxes and pallets and unpacking and getting everything together to help set up so that they didn't have to be out of commission for longer than needed. So we were super excited to help them this year.
But the thing I want to make sure you guys know, and everybody I talk to, is the fact you live on a magical street. And the destiny you have for your life, the great things you're going to do in your future, they start here. Guys, always remember, opportunities come disguised as problems. All great things come out of solving a problem. And if you want wealth and fame and fortune and to make a difference and leave a legacy and change the world, it's not about you, it's not about me, it's about finding problems that people have and determining how can I help them solve their problems. So guys, I want to thank you for being a great group. I want to thank you for doing what you do.